Your language. What is a metaphor? We're all taught in school that it's a poetic device, a frill of language used by writers like Shakespeare. All the world's a stage. It's a nice, fanciful way of talking, but it's not how we speak in our normal everyday lives. But what if that's completely wrong? What if metaphor is not a fancy decoration, but the very foundation of how you think, how you act, and how you experience reality? What if you are using dozens, even hundreds, of powerful unconscious metaphors every single day, and they are secretly running your life? This is the radical and world-changing thesis of linguist George Lakoff and philosopher Mark Johnson in their classic and profoundly important book, Metaphors We Live By. This book is not about poetry. It is a journey into the hidden architecture of your own mind, revealing the secret metaphorical software that shapes your entire world. Today on Geeky Philosopher, we are going to learn to see this hidden code. This is a guide to the profound and often invisible metaphors that we all live by. The book begins by demolishing our old understanding of metaphor. The central revolutionary idea is that metaphor is not a matter of words but a matter of thought. A conceptual metaphor is a cognitive mechanism where we understand one abstract idea or conceptual domain in terms of another, more concrete one. We don't just talk in metaphors, we think and act in metaphors. These metaphors are not random, they are systematic, and they structure our entire reality. The author's primary example, the one that unlocks the whole book, is the conceptual metaphor. Argument is war. Think about the language we use when we talk about arguing. We talk about having to defend our position. We attack our opponent's weak points. Our claims are indefensible. We might win or lose an argument. We might shoot down someone's idea. This isn't just a collection of cute phrases. Lakoff and Johnson argue that we unconsciously structure the entire concept of an argument as if it were a physical battle. This metaphor highlights certain aspects of arguing, the conflict, the opposition, the winning and losing, while completely hiding others. Now imagine a different culture where the dominant metaphor was not argument is war, but argument is a dance. In that culture, the goal would not be to attack your opponent, but to move gracefully with your partner. You would not try to win, but to create something beautiful together. The entire experience of having a disagreement would be fundamentally different, all because the underlying metaphor is different. This is the profound power of a conceptual metaphor. It is the invisible script that is running in the background of our minds, shaping our perceptions and our actions. Let's look at another one of the most powerful and pervasive metaphors in our culture, one that dictates almost every aspect of our modern lives. Time is money. Think about the language. You can spend your time, you can waste your time, you can invest your time, you can live on borrowed time. That meeting cost me an hour. I don't have enough time to spare. We have taken a concrete concept, money, and we have used it to structure our entire understanding of the abstract concept of time. This metaphor makes time feel like a limited, precious resource that must be budgeted, saved, and used efficiently. This metaphor is the engine of industrial capitalism and our modern culture of productivity. It allows us to put a price on our time, to have hourly wages, and to think in terms of return on investment for our efforts. But as with all metaphors, it highlights some aspects of reality while hiding others. By seeing time only as a resource to be spent, we can lose the ability to simply inhabit our time. The idea of wasting an afternoon just sitting and doing nothing becomes a source of anxiety. The metaphor forces us into a transactional relationship with our own existence. This is not to say that the metaphor is bad. It is incredibly useful. But it is not the only way to see. Other cultures have had different metaphors. A culture where time is a river would have a completely different feel, one of more flow and less frantic budgeting. Many of our most basic metaphors are not about concepts, but about spatial orientation, up, down, in, out, front, back. These are called orientational metaphors, and they are deeply rooted in our physical experience as bodies in the world. Take the metaphor, happy is up, sad is down. This is not an arbitrary choice, it is based on our physical experience. When we are happy, our posture tends to be erect and upright. When we are sad, our posture slumps. This physical experience creates the metaphorical concept, and the language follows. We say, I'm feeling up today. That boosted my spirits. Or I'm feeling down. He's in a low mood. My heart sank. We do this with dozens of concepts. Conscious is up, unconscious is down. He rose from the dead. He sank into a coma. Health is up, sickness is down. He's at the peak of health. His health is declining, virtue is up, depravity is down. She has high morals. That was a low trick. These are not just poetic flourishes, They are the deep physical grammar of our moral and emotional lives. We unconsciously understand the world through these spatial relationships. Beyond these simple metaphors, we also structure our entire lives through larger, more complex narrative metaphors. The most powerful of these is the metaphor "life is a journey." This is the master metaphor for understanding our own existence. We talk about being at a crossroads in life. We look for a path. We worry that we are going nowhere or that we are stuck in a rut. We talk about our goals as destinations. This metaphor is incredibly powerful and useful. It gives our lives a sense of direction, purpose, and narrative coherence. But what if we chose a different metaphor? What if life is a carnival? Our goals would not be about reaching a destination, but about experiencing as many interesting rides as possible. What if life is a game of poker? Our focus would be on making the best possible decisions with the hand we've been dealt, in a world of luck and uncertainty. The metaphors we use to understand our own lives are not just passive descriptions, they are powerful, creative forces that shape the very choices we make and the meaning we find. Metaphors We Live By is a book that fundamentally changes how you see the world because it changes how you see the very tool you use to see the world, your own mind. It reveals that our reality is not a fixed, objective thing that we are passively observing. It is a reality that we are actively creating, moment by moment, through the hidden, metaphorical software that is running in our brains. This is a profoundly empowering and philosophical realization. It gives us a new level of self-awareness. We can begin to listen to our own language and the language of others with new ears. We can learn to spot the metaphors that are shaping our thoughts. And most importantly, it gives us the power to choose. We are not prisoners of our old metaphors. By consciously choosing new metaphors, by finding new ways to frame our experiences, we can literally create new realities for ourselves. A problem can be a war to be won, or a puzzle to be solved. A relationship can be a partnership, or a journey, or a machine to be fixed. Each metaphor will create a different experience. The ultimate lesson of the book is that the greatest and most creative act is the act of creating the very metaphors that allow us to live a richer, wiser, and more meaningful life. This book is an invitation to become a more conscious and more creative user of your own mind. It is a call to see the hidden poetry that is all around us, and to become the poet of your own experience. If you are a seeker of these hidden structures, a student of the mind, and a believer in the power of language to shape our world, then you are a part of this conversation. Consider subscribing to Geeky Philosopher, where we are dedicated to exploring the secret code that makes us human. Thank you for your time.